Hello friends, welcome to Knowledge Galaxy to rediscover the basics with Mayank Tiwari, a premier coaching and training channel dedicated to metallurgy studies and consultancy. Established to cater the needs of students, degree, diploma and AM/IIM metallurgy, competitive and recruitment exams for GATE, SAIL and various other government and private sector companies, metallurgical industries, working and aspiring professionals and whosoever seeking knowledge and information about various subjects and topics of metallurgy, ferroalloys, operational process optimization, productivity improvement analysis, etc. To impart practical industrial knowledge as per your specific requirements via tailor-made training sessions for your colleagues, employees and students, please contact me on knowledgegalaxy26@gmail.com or WhatsApp me on +919907144101 for scheduling and organizing the sessions at your place or via video conferencing. My dear friends, nowadays technology has improved so much that actual physical distance doesn't matter anymore. You can get all your doubts cleared by sitting at your home, at your comfort zone, just by contacting me over WhatsApp or phone, so that for your benefit, please do contact me for any of your doubts. My dear friends, I have made so many videos which are available on my YouTube channel. So I request you to visit my channel regularly and repeatedly and watch all the videos available there, so that you can gain maximum knowledge about the subject and topics, and also request you to watch all my videos from start to finish, so that you can gain the maximum and complete knowledge about the topic. My dear friends, as you know that training is costly, but not to train is still costlier. And when you are not having complete knowledge or don't get any information about the topic which you need to know, so you can contact me. If you don't find anyone who can help you to clear your doubts, you do contact me as soon as possible. And so right now in this video I am discussing about In this video, I am going to discuss about yet another very important ferroalloy, which is production of low carbon and extra low carbon ferrochrome. This ferroalloy is very much useful in production of special grades of steels, which are used for the aerospace applications, defense applications and space programs. But before starting this presentation, I would like to bring your notice and attention to the next video. First, please watch the video in the next slide. As you have seen and observed in the video that no water can be filled in the pot if the pot is not aseptic, and also if the pot is already filled. The water can only be filled when there is some space in the pot. So my dear friends, I request you to keep your minds open
for receiving the information so that you can receive the information correctly and gain the knowledge. But if you feel that you are already having much knowledge or more knowledge, or if you are not receptive towards receiving the new knowledge or information, you cannot gain anything. So for gaining new knowledge and information, please keep your mind open and be receptive for the new knowledges always. So let's start this presentation, and we will start with the smelting process of low carbon ferrochrome. Chromium ores, ferrochrome silicon and lime constitutes the mixture for production of low carbon ferrochrome. Chrome ores should contain at least 50% Cr2O3 and they are fed in the furnace in lumps of maximum 80 mm in size. Ferrochrome silicon with carbon in the range of 0.02 to 0.05% and silicon in the range of 46 to 55% is used for the smelting of low carbon ferrochrome. The lime should be freshly burnt and contain at least 90% CaO and maximum 0.025% phosphorus and lump size of 80 mm maximum. Satisfactory results are obtained with the use of lime calcined in tubular rotary kiln fired with gas. This lime is not contaminated by carbon bearing materials in the calcination process and is uniform in size. Its CaO content exceeds 93%. Raw materials used should be carbon free. This special care must be taken always that the raw materials used should be carbon free. The composition of mixtures is set according to calculations and is checked during the smelting process. The charge is calculated for 100 kg of chromium ore. The chromium ore assays 53% Cr2O3, 14% FeO, 7% SiO2, 12% MgO, 11% Al2O3, 2% calcination losses and 1% moisture. My dear friends, this is a typical example and analysis of the chromium ore. It may vary depending upon the availability of chromium ore and concentrates with you. Ferrochrome silicon, the reducer, contains 52% silicon, 31% chromium, 0.02% carbon and 16.98% iron. Lime with 90% CaO is used as flux. Chromium recovery from ore is assumed to be 82% and while that of iron is taken as 90%. Silicon efficiency in chromium and iron oxides reduction from ores is assumed to be 70%. Slag basicity, that is CaO plus MgO divided by SiO2 ratio, is assumed to be 2.2. The charge is calculated so as to get an alloy containing 0.06% carbon and 0.70% silicon. The following amounts of components per 100 kg of chromium ore are reduced and reverted to the alloy. Chrome 100 into 0.53 into 104 divided by 152 into 0.82 is equal to 29.74 kg. My dear friends, here you have to always keep in mind the atomic weights of respective elements and compounds for calculating the quantities. Next is iron 100 into 0.14 into 56 divided by 72 into 0.9 is equal to 9.8. Here I would like to again bring to your notice that 0.82 and 0.9 are 82% and 90% recovery of chromium and iron respectively. Amount of silicon required for the reduction of Cr2O3 by the reaction 2Cr2O3 plus 3Si is equal to 4Cr plus 3SiO2. It comes to 29.74 into 84 divided by 208 is equal to 12.01 kg. Amount of silicon required for the reduction of FeO by the reaction 2FeO plus Si is equal to 2Fe plus SiO2, and it comes to 9.8 into 28 divided by 112 is equal to 2.45 kg. Total amount of silicon required for the reduction comes to 12.01 plus 2.45 is equal to 14.46 kg. Amount of ferrochrome silicon required including volatilization losses is calculated as 14.46 divided by 0.52 into 0.7 is equal to 39.73 kg. The following amounts of components are reverted to the alloy from ferrochrome silicon. Chromium 39.73 into 0.31 is equal to 12.32 kg. Iron 39.73 into 0.1698 is equal to 6.75 kg. Carbon 39.73 into 0.0002 is equal to 0.008 kg. The remaining amount of carbon up to the 0.06% carbon level is reverted to the alloy from the electrodes. Let us calculate the weight and composition of the alloy as mentioned in the below table. So this table is comprehensive and gives a complete idea about the alloy contents and its calculations. Various elements are mentioned here along with their composition in kg and percentage both. My dear friends, just to interrupt you all, here I would like to emphasize on some special important aspect of Knowledge Galaxy. Here specialized subject-wise coaching classes and topic-wise doubts clearing are available. I am available for all of you to clear all your doubts, and especially for Diploma Engineering, Metallurgy and Mechanical students, Indian Institute of Metals, that is IIM, Part 1 and Part 2, and competitive and recruitment exams for GATE, SAIL and various other government and private sector companies, metallurgical industries, working and aspiring professionals. Here I would like to emphasize that whatever queries and doubts you are having in your mind regarding any subject or topic of metallurgy or any other ferroalloys production, operation, maintenance, so you can contact me for getting your doubts cleared. I will try to provide you accurate knowledge and to the best possible extent at the very shortest period of time, so that you can gain your knowledge, clear all your doubts, so that you can grow in your career, whether it is academic career, whether it is professional career, and so that you can develop and grow. So to continue with, here complete syllabus coverage for the students aspiring to appear in the forthcoming semester exams, that is December or June, I will be providing you all. So please contact me on knowledgegalaxy26@gmail.com or WhatsApp me on +91 99 071 44 101 for scheduling and organizing the classes or getting informations to clear your doubts via video conferencing, call or WhatsApp. My dear friends, you might have encountered that you might have been having many of the doubts regarding process, technology, why they are doing, why it is done, how it is done. So, and if you don't find any answer to them and nobody is there to guide you properly, so my dear friends, I am here available to guide you all, to make you know and grow, and so that you don't have any doubts related to your process, products, technology, syllabus, and I will make sure that all of your doubts get clarified and you know the topic and subject very well and completely. So again, let's move on. Coming back, the following amounts of silica resulting from the oxidation of silicon contained in the ferrochrome silicon is reverted to the slag. 39.73 into 0.52 minus 0.42 into 60 divided by 28 is equal to 43.37 kg. The following amount of silica is reverted to the slag from chrome ore is equal to 100 into 0.07 is equal to 7 kg. Total silica contained in the slag is equal to 43.37 plus 7 is equal to 50.37 kg. The amount of basic oxides CaO plus MgO required in the slag is calculated as 50.37 into 2.2 is equal to 110.81 kg. The amount of MgO reverted to the slag from the chrome ore is calculated as 100 into 0.12 is equal to 12 kg. The amount of CaO to be introduced by lime is equal to 110.81 minus 12 is equal to 98.81 kg. So this requires 98.81 divided by 0.9 is equal to 109.80 kg of lime. The weight and composition of the slag are given in the table below. My dear friends, this table is also comprehensive and typical analysis of the various constituents. Their amounts in kg and percentage is mentioned. So you can pause the video and observe the table and its contents. Slag to alloy ratio is calculated as 184.18 divided by 59.06 is equal to 3.12. Now composition of the mixture is summarized as chrome ore 100 kg, ferrochrome silicon 39.73 kg, lime 109.80 kg. Chrome content in the mixture is calculated as 100 into 0.53 into 104 by 152 plus 12.32 is equal to 36.26 plus 12.32, total comes to 48.58 kg. Total chromium recovery to the alloy is calculated as 42.06 divided by 48.58 into 100 is equal to 86.58%. Dear friends, now I am going to discuss about the furnace, its lining, refractory linings and power ratings and other process parameters. So let us move on. Furnaces smelting low carbon and extra low carbon ferrochrome are lined with magnesite fire breaks. Furnace power ratings is kept as 2500 to 3500 kVA. Extra low carbon ferrochrome is smelted with a secondary voltage of 300 to 350 volt to ensure lower carbonization of the alloy by the electrodes. Electrodes used are of graphite or self-baking type. When low carbon ferrochrome is smelted, ore and lime are charged simultaneously with ferrochrome silicon, that is, the reduction of chrome and iron oxides proceeds simultaneously with the meltdown. This shortens the duration of the heat through improved utilization of the heat generated by chrome and iron oxide reduction reactions. In smelting extra low carbon ferrochrome, ferrochrome silicon is charged following the meltdown of the previously charged ore and lime. This ensures a decrease in the carbon content in the alloy because the furnace operates on highly conductive lime slags without silica additions. This is also reduces chromium losses in the form of metal frills entangled in the slag. The smelting of extra low carbon ferrochrome is a periodic process and consists of the following stages. First, charging of the burden, that is ore and lime. Next is meltdown of the ore lime mixture. Then first slag off. Next step is reduction of the ore lime melt by ferrochrome silicon. Tapping of the heat metal and remaining slag. My dear friends, here I would like to just interrupt you that production of ferrochrome silicon video is already available on my channel. So link is given in the description and also in the I button. So you can check that video also, so that you can gain the knowledge about production of ferrochrome silicon as well. Okay. After the meltdown of two charged batches, slag is tapped into a ladle. After the meltdown of the third batch, slag and alloy are tapped into a ladle filled with slag. The technology described requires two tap holes, a slag hole through which the slag is tapped and a tap hole for metal through which alloy and slag are evacuated. In some smelters, extra low carbon ferrochrome is smelted by the following method. There is yet another method of production of extra low carbon ferrochrome which I am going to describe now. The furnace is charged with 1800 kg of ore and the estimated amount of lime. At the beginning of the meltdown, that is 8 to 10 minutes, the electrodes are adjusted manually. After the formation of the fused holes round the electrodes, the furnace is switched to automatic control. The meltdown of the first charge ends with the consumption of approximately 1600 kWh of power. Following this, the remaining unsmelted mixture is pushed away from the walls. The bath is heated, the slag crust between the electrodes is smashed and ferrochrome silicon is charged when 1800 kWh of power have been consumed. The charging of ferrochrome silicon into the bath takes 3 to 5 minutes. When 2000 to 2200 kWh have been consumed, the melting of the first charge is completed and the electrodes are then lifted for 2 or 3 minutes to permit the formation of the slag crust. If this is not done, the slag starts boiling violently when the second batch of the mixture is dumped. At the same time, the mixture remaining on the banks from the first charge is pushed towards the electrodes. Before proceeding, if you like my content and have not subscribed to my channel till now, then please subscribe to my channel so that you can watch all the videos available in my channel list, and also press this bell icon so that you can get the notification of new videos promptly and don't miss anything. In case you want to thank me and support me so that I can get further motivation to do better in future, you can just simply send me this special thanks, super thanks, by selecting any of this amount of your choice, whatever you feel like suitable to you. You can just buy this and send to me. This will help me to do further better. You can select any of the payment methods of your choice and then send me. This will motivate me to do further better in future. Thank you. Power input is raised directly on the slag and the second batch is charged into the furnace. Operations at the furnace top during the melting of the second batch are the same as that during the first. The second batch of ferrochrome silicon is charged into the furnace when power consumption from the beginning of the heat reaches approximately 4800 kWh. The heat is considered completed when 6400 to 6600 kWh power have been consumed. The alloy is sampled for its silicon content 10 minutes before the end of the heat. The alloy and slag are then tapped into steel ladles. After the tapping of the alloy, the hearth is inspected, the crust is knocked down from the furnace rims and the walls are fettled with the mixture left over from the preceding heat. Prior to applying power, it is necessary to charge 150 to 200 kg of lime and 100 to 150 kg of ferrochrome silicon in successive layers beneath the electrodes on the skin of the slag remaining from the heat. All this is done to prevent carbonization of the alloy when furnace power is reapplied. Power input to the electrodes should be raised very carefully. Electrodes penetration into the slag and its contact with alloy remaining in the furnace should be avoided. The mixture is to be charged when power input reaches 25% of the nominal ratings. The mixture is charged into the furnace from the furnace bins mainly near the walls. The process is conducted with short electric arcs whose length is adjusted by pushing the unsmelted mixture into the holes round the electrodes. The mixture is fed by small portions as the holes appear at the electrodes. The rate at which the mixture is fed should ensure stable and nominal power input and prevent electrode penetration into the slag. When the charge collapses and slag agitation sets in, the electrodes should be lifted temporarily to decrease power input. The initial charge following the tapping is melted incompletely. Ferrochrome silicon is charged into the holes that appear at the electrodes after the consumption of the amount of power preset for the initial charge. The electrodes are lifted and as soon as the slag crusts, power input is again raised and a second mixture batch is dumped. In case of 1800 kg of ore and the estimated amount of lime, power consumption for the first charge batch usually comes to 2100 to 2400 kWh. The second and third batches are melted down completely. If the furnace operates normally, the power consumption amounts to 160 kWh per 100 kg of ore. The mixture should be melted down entirely with no unsmelted materials remaining between the electrodes and the furnace sides. The slag crust between the electrodes is broken up before the ferrochrome silicon is fed into the bath after the meltdown of the ore lime portion of the mixture. The charging of ferrochrome silicon takes approximately 10 minutes. If the slag doesn't boil when the ferrochrome silicon is being charged and the reducer remains at the surface of the slag, the bath is mixed artificially with an addition of 2 or 3 shovelfuls of chromium ore to provoke the bath agitation. The ferrochrome silicon must not be charged into the electric arc zone, but for that causes a useless volatilization of silicon. After the entire portion of the reducer has been charged, the bath is mixed once more. The furnace is operated for 10 minutes and the slag and alloy are then tapped. Prior to tapping of the alloy, 3 samples are taken by the spoon and the silicon content is assayed visually. The electric power energy consumption for the smelting of second and third batches with the ore weighing 1800 kg per charge averages 3000 to 3003 and 3300 kWh respectively. If the alloy has an elevated silicon content, the tapping is held over, the heat is prolonged and the alloy is additionally refined. Lime and chromium ore are added to the melt. If this doesn't suffice, the slag hole is opened and the slag is tapped and a fourth batch with the amount of lime increased by 200 to 300 kg against the normal quota is charged. When this charge has been melted, a diminished amount of ferrochrome silicon but not less than 2/3 of the normal quantity so as to prevent the cold furnace run is introduced. The alloy bath is then sampled and if the alloy is up to the standard specifications, the heat is tapped out. A so-called cold furnace run may come about in the manufacturing of low carbon and extra low carbon ferrochrome. This occurrence is characterized by elevated power consumption and a high silicon content in the alloy. Cold furnace operation may be caused by inadequate furnace top operation which may lead to local overheating of the slag, long arc operation and high heat losses. Low CaO content in the lime which increases power consumption for its final burning in the furnace and prolonged furnace downtime. Next is excessive amounts of ferrochrome scrap being remelted. When the carbon content in the alloy rises, technological operations at the furnace top should be activated. Raw materials carefully checked for carbon contaminations and electrode tips inspected for crumbling. If the slag analysis reveals a low CaO content that is below 48% or an increased Cr2O3 content that is above 5%, one should check on the correctness of the proportions taking into account actual raw materials analysis. If necessary, the proportion of lime and ferrochrome silicon should be modified. As mentioned above, when the second mixture batch has been melted, the slag hole is opened and the slag is tapped into a steel cast ladle. The latter should be filled with slag to the lip. Following the tapping of the slag, its surface in the ladle is covered with the slag dust 50 to 60 mm thick, so to prevent the formation of the thick slag crust. Prior to the tapping, slag crust in the ladle is smashed, and when the slag and alloy are tapped, the ladle washes the liquid slag away and fills the ladle. The tap hole is opened either with a bar or with an electric arc aided by an iron rod or with oxygen lancing. To tap the slag and the alloy, tap hole is opened wide to permit their simultaneous outflow and thus reduce the tapping time to 10 minutes or less. Excessive slag flows over from the first ladle into the second, then into the third or into cast iron slag pots. After the tapping procedure is complete, the tap hole is closed with magnesite powder as deep as possible. Deep tap hole plugging enhances front wall heat resistance and facilitates subsequent tappings. The ladle with the metal is then conveyed to the pouring site where the alloy is teamed. When the ladle is not filled with the alloy completely, the slag is poured out into slag pots. The small amount of slag remaining in the ladle is thickened by an addition of crushed lime to prevent slag from infiltrating into the teamed alloy. Ferrochrome is teamed into whitened steel or cast iron molds into ingots of 50 to 100 mm thick. At some plants, the ladle with the alloy is vacuum refined prior to teaming. This permits obtaining a dense ferrochrome ingot. Ferrochrome is teamed into whitened steel or cast iron molds into ingots of 50 to 100 mm thick. After solidification, ferrochrome ingots are stripped and sent to the finished products area where they are crushed into lumps weighing not more than 15 kg and cleared of slag. Then they are packed into cases on the batch principle and shipped to the consumers. In some instances, the alloy is shipped to the consumers in bulk, that is without packing. Every heat is analyzed for chromium, silicon, carbon and phosphorus contents. The approximate chemical composition of extra low carbon ferrochrome is as 70 to 71% chromium, 0.06 to 0.08% carbon, 0.60 to 0.80% silicon and 0.042 to 0.051% phosphorus. This is a typical example of analysis of extra low carbon ferrochrome. The correct proportion, reducer and lime is checked by shift analysis of slag, Cr2O3, CaO and SiO2 contains. Approximate slag composition shall be as 51 to 52% CaO, 3.8 to 5.4% Cr2O3, 5.3 to 6.5% Al2O3, 0.6 to 0.8% FeO, 8.5 to 10% MgO, and 26 to 29% SiO2. Consumptions of raw materials, electrodes and power as well as chromium recovery in extra low carbon ferrochrome smelting are given in the next slide. Chrome ore 50% Cr2O3, its consumption is 1600 kg per ton. Next is ferrochrome silicon, that is the reducer, 50% silicon, its consumption is 600 kg per ton. Lime 1350 kg per ton. Graphitized electrodes 10 kg per ton. Iron rods 3.5 kg per ton. Electric power 2300 kWh per ton. And chromium recovery comes to 82%.
Friends, I am providing you all the informations free of cost which are available in my YouTube channel. So do help me by watching all my videos. Do subscribe my channel. Regularly visit and repeatedly visit my channel. Do watch all my videos, contents, like the content, share with your friends, and so that I also get motivated from each one of you as you subscribe to my channel. I am very much thankful to all my subscribers who believe in me, have subscribed my channel and like my content. So to motivate me further, please do subscribe my channel, increase the subscriber count, share with your friends so that others can also gain the knowledge. And my dear friends, if you subscribe my channel, this will motivate me to do further better. So I hope you like the content and found the video worth. So again request you to please don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel. Also remember to press the bell icon so that you can get the notification of the new videos promptly. My dear friends, here if you want to advertise about your product, services or company or anything else for gaining popularity in my channel, so you can contact me so that I can put your content for advertisement in my videos, forthcoming videos. So it will be a good platform to advertise. So do contact me as soon as possible. Thank you very much for watching this video till the end, and I am very much again thankful to all of you who helped me, who believe in me, and please do visit my channel regularly and repeatedly. Thank you very much again. See you in the next video. Thank you.